What's up, y'all? It's Abdul, and I'm here to talk to y'all about angel investing. We always hear save your money, buy a house, get in the 401k, but no one tells us or is talking about how to own a piece of the next big company, say like a Uber. And that's not by accident. That's why today I'm going to show you what angel investing is and why it's the best way to build wealth. So, what is angel investing? Angel investing means putting your own personal money into a new or very young business really, really early in its life, way before that business gets big or gets famous. Yes, it's a bit risky, but that's how people turn small sums of money into huge sums of money. And I'm talking huge. Think if you were one of the first people to invest in Uber or Airbnb when it was just starting out. Those companies are worth billions now. So a small investment in those companies when they were first starting out could turn that investment into millions or hundreds of millions or even billions, depending upon how much you invested. The good news is that you can do that. And you no longer have to be rich to do it. There are several options available these days where you can get into angel investing without having to write a 5-figure check. In some cases, you can do it for as little as $1,000. Now, what I'm going to talk to y'all about next is very important because a lot of us, and when I say us, I mean Black folks, we've got great jobs, good pay, but we've never heard of angel investing. Or if we have heard of it, we don't quite know how to do it or how to find like the top tier deals. But why is that? It's because this industry is all about who you know. The tech startup game, the venture capital game is a very network heavy industry. And that network is closed. You got to realize that this investing technique was invented by rich white men trying to get richer. And so, of course, that's what that network has been made of historically. But times are changing, things are starting to open up more. But it still takes a lot of time and effort to break into. Most of us didn't grow up with friends who was in this industry or our parents weren't in this industry, um, tech startup game or venture capital. And so it is not about being smart enough. It's not even about having enough money. It's about being an insider or knowing an insider. But why am I even talking about this? Okay, angel investing. Let's do a little bit of math. Not real math, but let's do a little bit of math. So let's take angel investing versus savings. If you put $1,000 in a savings account, because of the extremely low interest that the banks pay on savings account, that $1,000 is going to grow very, very slowly. And say in about 10 years, you might have, $1,200, $1,300, right? But if you put that same $1,000 into a startup, you could make 10x, 100x, even 1,000x your money, meaning that $1,000 can grow into 10,000 but if you put that same $1,000 into a startup, you can make 10x, 100x, 1,000x your money, meaning that $1,000 could grow into the multiple thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions if you really hit it big. Now let's talk about real estate, whether you're buying your primary house or a rental house or a duplex or a multifamily. To rent that stuff out takes work. You got to make repairs, you got to fix stuff, you got to deal with renters. Um, Definitely, you're going to increase your cash flow, which is great, but you're going to wait some years to get that equity appreciation. And even when you do, it's only going to be a certain amount. And in the meantime, you got to actively manage the property and everything that comes with it. But with angel investing, you take $1,000 check, you write that into a great startup, that $1,000 can turn to $100,000 and no repairs, no dealing with tenants. You just invest and then you sit back and wait. Last but not least, let's talk about everybody's favorite investment, stocks. I might have thought I was going to say something about crypto, but I'm talking about stocks. So let's say you put $1,000 in the stock market. Not a bad idea. Our market is good. It's a fundamental investment tactic for sure. But the typical return on the stock market is between 7 and 10%. And those are historic returns, like in the whole history of the stock market. You're going to get 7 to 10%. After 20 years at that rate, your $1,000 in the stock market may grow to say $5,000, $7,000. But if you invest that $1,000 in the right startup, it can grow 10,000, 100,000, even millions. And the time frame is going to be between 5 to 8 years. Now, I am not saying invest in startups instead of doing all this other stuff. But what I am saying is that angel investing, investing in startups is a very, very powerful investment tool. I call it an investment weapon. It's a very, very powerful weapon that you can add to your current mix of investments. I have not found an investment where you can just invest and then sit back and do nothing and have these types of returns. There is not, I want to say there's not a most powerful investment tool out there, but I'll go even further than that. And I would say there's not a more powerful passive investment tool out there today. Nowhere else can you write a check, sit back, and then potentially get 1,000 extra money without lifting another finger. I haven't found one yet. If y'all can find one, drop that in the comment, but I haven't been able to find it. So with that said, how do you start? Well, you don't got to be a money expert. And like I said earlier, you no longer have to be rich, but you do have to know how and where to find the best opportunities, the best deals. That's called deal flow. You got to know you got to get deal flow. Then once you get in on some deals, and once you figure out how to get those deals, you have to know how to research those deals so that you can decide whether or not you're going to invest. And there's a few layers to that. The third thing, and this is huge, you have to be willing to do this multiple times, because the smartest way to approach angel investing is by building a portfolio of investments. You want to have multiple startup companies that you invest in. And when I say multiple, I'm talking anywhere from 10 to 20. 15 is kind of a sweet spot, but if you can get to 20 based on what you can afford, that's even better. The reason why you do this is because when you construct a smart portfolio of angel investments, it minimizes your risk and it maximizes your potential for huge returns. That's why you do it. And that sounds like a lot. It can be, but it's definitely worth it, because nowhere else are you getting these kind of returns, especially for this low level of effort once you write the check. And I can walk you through all of that kind of stuff on this channel. That's what this channel is for. So if you are ready to own a piece of tomorrow's huge company now before anyone else does, subscribe to this channel because this isn't just about money. It's about changing the game for us.